right, welcome everyone to the sixth episode, count 'em six, episode of the Trilogy podcast. I am your host, Tony,
Hi, I'm Emmy.
and with us today is our very special guest, BakaTacoOwO.
Hello.
I would have put the "oh whoa" in there, but I forgot to. Anyway, I was totally prepared for this, don't worry.
Anyways, Ian is still absent, guys. He's dealing with finals and on a boba quest, as you can tell by the boba.
Yes. He will be missed.
He will be missed. He's not dead, though. Don't worry. Ian
No,
is still alive.
He's not
Hopeful.
dead yet.
He's not dead. He's just dealing with exams that'll change the entirety of his life.
So, yeah, he's dealing with exams. Yeah, he's dead. He's dead inside.
Oh yeah, I guess you could say that.
Yeah. Okay.
Finals.
So, again, like I said, with us today is our very special guest, BakaTacoOwO. You may have seen her in other... you may have seen her art in the last podcast episode. At the very end, I showed off some art that she had was gracious enough to draw of me, and it was very nice, very funny. I do that. I do sit upside down on my bed and forget about things. And also, I'd also like to congratulate Baka on very recently hitting 100 subscribers on her YouTube channel.
Congrats.
Like, woo! Congrats! I gotta put this down so I can clap.
Aw, shucks.
There we go.
Thanks, guys. I mean, I couldn't have done it without, like, the people who have followed me up to this point, but it's really nothing.
Yee. So, Baka is a artist, is an amazing digital artist. If you want to see her works and as well as a commissions sheet, I put her links to her YouTube as well as her Twitter down in the description below.
Twitter.
And her Twitter.
Yeah, that's quite so. I put her Twitter in the
My
description
Twitter
below.
is in the description below.
So, yeah, okay. So before we get on with the questions, the real meat of our podcast, I just have a couple questions for you, Baka.
Yes, Sue?
So, these are questions that I ask all of our guests, and for you, it's just like, it's gonna be a little different because technically you're a YouTuber, but you're more of just like commission artist right now at least. So,
Why don't you ask art-related questions then?
what started you on the path to art?
This is probably gonna sound really weird, and I know you've had a lot of weird guests on this podcast.
Yes.
But when I was in kindergarten, my friend chucked a crayon at me, so I chucked a crayon back at her, and then we just ended up drawing. That's
I like drawing.
My first ever instant of ever like coloring or drawing something, and that's where my artisticness, I guess,
Ever
sparked.
since I was struck through the head with a crayon, I have been inspired by the artistic gods.
So, yeah, because it was all in a kindergarten where it was just like, hey, I don't get to share my crayons because they're mine. Because you know how kids are built, like, actually have no sense of, sharing.
Mm-hmm.
So,
like,
I
no,
guess,
you can't
yeah.
have this. Leave me alone. This is mine. This is my granola bar.
It has to be kindergarten because I picked up that one green crayon that my friend chucked at my face, and then I was just like, I'm gonna make the best of this. Well, like everything was, all I remember is me silently drawing while everyone was like running around destroying things, and all the teachers were just like, stop it, recess is over.
You had a very chaotic childhood.
Yeah, it was pretty chaotic. Like, this was also in kindergarten. I was trying to play kitchen, and like some kid like literally ran over and shut the cabinet door on my hand, and I was just like, ah!
Is that the sound you make when you're in pain?
Ah! He was like, ah! Why?
Okay, another question would probably have to be, well, okay, so what started you on art? And you already answered that, so
I have a question actually.
go ahead. Yeah, so that gives me time to think of one.
Me, an art-related person, I have many questions. Tony, a non-art related person, crayons.
I draw too. You know this. How dare you?
Anyways, aside from digital, what's your favorite medium?
I like acrylic painting and watercolor.
Ooh, it's fun.
But there's also this one that I've tried recently, and it's called goulash.
Gouache? Are you
Goulash?
talking about
Goulash? Yeah,
No, it's
goulash.
not.
Goulash
soup.
is food.
Yeah, goulash is food. You're talking about gouache. Does it come in a little palette with a
Yes.
brush that you put water in the brush?
Mhm.
That's gouache.
And it's so bold.
It's very bold.
and
It's
I
like
like
watercolor, but on steroids.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like it's so nice when
goulash.
you get to like paint characters, because I also like to do my own
Mhm.
OCs and stuff like that. But when it's on paper, it
Oh,
looks
yeah.
very good. Like
It's very nice.
I borrowed my friend's
Gouache kit?
wash. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Gouache
gouache. Like
palette.
Guash. Like squash with a G.
That's funny because every single time me and my friend bring it up, they're like goulash. I'm like yeah. Goulash.
Yeah, the
Okay.
gulag. I mean, what?
I ate my prison mate in the gulag.
I made my prison mates with the gouache. I mean, gulag. I mean.
I don't eat paint.
Okay. Okay.
Do you have
So
one yet, Tony?
yeah, I do. I do. I do. I do.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Where do you want this to where do you want your art skills to take you? Like what's the goal? What's the end goal here?
Well, the end goal, I'm not really sure yet, but I know I want to take my career to animation behind like a cartoon industry.
Mhm.
So I want to be able to create a cartoon alongside with other animators, and I guess make a cartoon that will last for kids to enjoy.
Do you have a favorite
an
like
upskill.
cartoon that you're basing it off that you would want to base what was your favorite cartoon basically? That's a good question for an artist.
I mean, I had a lot of favorite cartoons,
Or like,
but
what's one that inspired you? I guess is what he's trying to ask.
Chowder.
Yeah.
was, like, that was my cartoon inspiration.
I don't
I-
like powder. I tried
Well-
watching it once. Don't understand it.
The comedy was always based around food, and I was a very hungry child, so it was pretty.
Yeah.
It made sense to me.
Pertinent by there being taco in your name.
Yeah.
What got you to get that name, by the way? What made you
Um,
think of the name BakaTaco besides
Well,
anime?
previously, I was an extreme weeb, so my name wasn't BakaTaco.
Mhm.
It was actually Tokugami, which translates to certain trash. And and so people just kept calling me Taco because Toku sounded a lot like taco. I just kept in the Baka part because, I'm always an idiot.
Okay.
Fair enough.
All right.
Yeah, for those who don't know, baka means to idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
BakaTaco.
And if you were to translate my name, I'd be idiot shelled Mexican food. So
It is I, the idiot shelled Mexican food.
So, couple things I forgot to mention about Baka. Like, once you check out her Twitter, you will see just how great like her art style is. It's like I've fallen in love with it. In fact, the profile picture that you see on stream right now, this is her doing.
just
And-
Wait,
I
hold on
post a lot of
second.
memes on my Twitter. So if you get through that,
Yeah. Say
Hold
what,
on a
Emmy?
second. Yin is in the chat right now.
Yes, he is.
Yin. Wait, why is he here and not here?
I'm not sure.
wink, wink. He's just like, I don't have the energy to right now.
Yin
Uh,
Kai wink wink.
Yin, are you able to be here?
No, he's I think he's gone again.
It's okay.
Okay.
Must be
Anyways,
exhausted.
something for the chat. Oh, he's not able to.
Okay.
We're not answering comment questions as of yet, so please save those. We try to do that closer to the end.
Yeet.
We kind of try to save like a good 10, 20 minutes for you guys to ask us a few questions.
But yeah, the art, the profile picture that you see on stream right now for me, Baka actually did that. I added the background because it was a PNG, so it was just transparent, nothing in the background. I thought, hey, why not spice it up? But this is her art style. It is great, amazing. I love it.
Oh, but it's old and it's bugging me, and I want to redraw it.
I
literally
love it.
Face.
And also, good time to. This is another fact about her, and it's also a time for me to plug. So Baka is also the admin on the Tony Boy server. What's a Tony Boy server, you may ask? I'm glad you asked, random person
Sell
in my
out.
bedroom.
What? What?
Trying to promote, shameless promoting Discord. Please join if you want to talk to any of us, actually.
Yes, in the description below there is a link.
You can find me.
There is a link
I talk
to
about the weirdest things with these two.
Oh
Like,
yeah. Well,
if you want to come join in on the weirdness.
We had a
Yeah.
good discussion about Dungeons and Dragons for like a solid 20 minutes.
Yeah, I had to listen to them bark about Dungeons and Dragons before the
It's
podcast
because
even
you're
started.
Not a big enough nerd.
Oh, I played Dungeons and Dragons. I just haven't played a
Imagination is
campaign since
fun,
college.
Imagination is fun.
I haven't played a campaign since I was in college, and that was 2 years ago.
Oh,
a
hi,
whole
honey.
few years.
So yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, look at that. Hey. Top Crazy is here. That is Baka's honey bear.
I don't
Sorry,
like it when you
me
say
and
that.
Me and my painfully single life are gonna go sit in the corner.
Ooh, oof, whoops.
I'm just gonna go,
Look at you,
"Oh,
Tony.
I got a nice like pillow in the corner that I can go hug. You know,
Yeah.
because I'm single and painfully alone.
You can meet him also in the Discord if you'd like.
Yes,
I mean,
he is there as well.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people you could
Anyway,
meet. Wink
Do
wonk.
you have any more questions for her, Tony? Or are you ready for the bacon of the podcast?
I'm ready to tell how I bully a lot of people. Even though...
Oh yeah. Baka bullies everyone. I don't know whoever thinks that Baka's the nicest person ever. You're very wrong.
Okay, when I was a child, I got all the evil out, so
All the evil
at least that's
out.
good. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Can I ask the questions now?
Hold on.
Ugh.
1 second. You're always so impatient to start.
I know, because
Relax. Reddit is still there.
I know, but our time is not.
It is. Okay. Final thing would have to be you know what? I don't. Oh yeah. Hey Baka, do you watch the podcast yourself? Do you watch it every episode, or do you just like pop in, say, "Hey, how's it going," and then leave?
I'm pretty sure I have watched up till this point until you asked me to be here. So, yeah, probably every single one.
Good answer.
I
Anyway,
like. What do you mean, good answer? You can't beat me in anything.
which one did you like best?
I would say. I liked all of them.
Good answer. Anyway.
Tony's like,
I
I don't have any more questions, but I want to stall it so Emmy can't ask her questions.
Emmy, since you are so eager to ask your questions, why don't you go ahead and ask the ones that are itching in your pants?
Woof, woof.
It's a turn of phrase in this state, don't worry.
Okay.
It's not a turn of phrase in any
It's not
other
a turn of...
state.
Yeah.
So
it's
maybe
not...
don't say that, you weird Oklahoman. Anyways.
Did you just give away my state?
You've said before in a previous podcast that you live in Oklahoma, Anthony.
Oh yeah.
In the last one, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so you do watch the podcast? Okay.
You think I was lying? You are calling me a liar! Your own guest on a podcast. I'm holding scissors. Tony, don't mess with me.
Oh, ask
Okay.
your question before
So-
I
Also,
get
Frida, I
murdered.
don't think you should be able to say Baka 2020 when I'm threatening someone with scissors.
I was gonna be president. I'm upset now. Anyways, so you guys know how like sometimes things will fade away, and then you'll realize, hey, wait a second, where the heck did that go? And it's fade away so slowly that you just kind of don't realize it's gone until you kind of are like, oh hey, I don't see those around anymore. For example, fountains in shopping malls. Remember when that used to be a thing? You barely see those anymore. Like, I'm not talking about like drinking fountains, I'm talking about like the decorative fountains. Like, I remember when I was a kid, I'd walk into a shopping mall and the first thing you would smell is like fountain water. And I would associate that with shopping malls, and now it's nothing like that. Or telephone like stations. Telephone,
I don't see
what are they
those
called?
anymore.
Yeah, like you don't see those anymore. Telephone boxes. Payphones, that's what they're called. I'm like, what are they called? Payphones. You
So-
barely see those anymore. So what's something that you guys kind of noticed, like, hey, I don't really see that anymore?
Well, when you straight up said like, you know how things fade away and you don't know where they went, I was thinking, Spider-Man.
No! No! My boy!
Spider-Man.
We're not talking about Endgame or Infinity War.
So, for me, I guess. I
That was
guess.
actually the first thing that came into my head too, but then I was
Yeah.
like,
I guess I'd have to say something that was there that I remember but just faded away and now it's gone.
it's kind of,
Um,
it went so slowly that like it was kind of like until you were like, oh wait, what? They don't have that anymore?
There's probably it probably has to be like okay, when I was a kid, I lived in the capital of Oklahoma, in Oklahoma City. Like, well, when I was like 10 or so. Younger than that, I was at a different state. But when I lived in Oklahoma City, there was this mall, and when you went in there, the first thing that you see through a certain entrance was this like, it was like this projector that projected like this square, and there were these like there were these balls that you could like step on or kick around, and the projector would notice like where you're kicking.
Oh yeah.
And
Those are little interactive ones, right?
yeah, and it was all
I love
super
those.
neat. And like I've been going to that mall forever, and like it's just every time I went I would do it, but like I guess I just stopped doing it after a couple of years, and the more and more years went by, the less and less I did it. And then one day I went to the mall and looked, and the projector was not there. Like the projector wasn't even in the ceiling anymore. I asked the security officer, I said, excuse me, where's the projector that does the whole like ball thing? And he said, that's been gone for like 5 years. I'm like, oh. Wow.
Where have I been for 5 years?
It's like, where have I been all my life? So yeah, that's one for me.
Huh. What about you, Baka?
Sporks.
Sport.
I haven't seen a spork in like 3 years.
Sport. Okay. Valid.
Like, because I always just use either a fork or a spoon, or maybe some chopsticks, because it's part of my culture. And sometimes we eat with our hands, because in the Philippines you usually don't have either spoons or forks. But sporks, I haven't seen one for like 3 years. And I don't think I've ever like came across a spork in a while. I don't know where they make sporks or how they make sporks.
They take a spoon and they go snip snip.
Yeah, that's probably how they do
Snip,
it.
snip,
But like, it's been bugging me because where have they been? Where have they gone? I haven't
Where
seen a
did you
spork
come
in
from?
a restaurant.
Where did you come from, Spork? Where'd you go?
Like, I remember eating with a spork at, you know, like a restaurant that has to deal with Asian food, like hibachi. That's a good restaurant. And that restaurant is gone now from where it used to be, and it
It took
moved
the
over
forks.
to other. Yeah, it probably did. I don't know. Because like I haven't seen one in so long.
I don't think that okay, like for me, when it comes to sporks, I remember using them, and heck, you can even find them here in like Walmart, Dollar Tree, you can find them, but as far as it goes for me, I never really liked sporks. Like, they were just spiky spoons, because the actual like fork spikes, you couldn't really use them. I mean, it's supposed to be a fork and a spoon. You can't
It's mainly
you
a
can't twirl
spoon.
spaghetti with a spork.
No, you're not
Yes, you
supposed to.
can.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
I've tried. You can.
But like, I think besides the projector thing, I just realized, since I did it for so many years, both in my original state and here in Oklahoma, when it comes to like when it comes to schools, I was always on that free lunch program.
Oh, I've actually
uh,
never been on that program.
Yeah, they give you like a pin number that you have to punch in every time you get your lunch, and I remembered that code for my lunch all throughout my educational career until I got
My
to college.
educational career. You went to school like the rest of us. Don't make it sound fancy.
It's my educational career. I went to school. I knew that pin like the back of my hand, and then
I mean,
after
well, that is what they integrated lately because
yeah.
it like we're still teaching kids in like a factory kind of way, you know?
Yeah.
That kind of needs to change.
One thing
like-
I forgot definitely was I used to know I had a different lock in middle school, and I can't remember it. I know there was a 32 in that combo, or maybe it was a 30, or 35. I
can't even memorize my own locker combination because I just do hand movements. If I look at a number and I think it's right, I put it on there and then scroll to the next one and then scroll to the next one, and it's like, oh, I'm lucky, it opened.
Are you doing the YMCA dance while you're opening your locker? What are you doing?
Like, I guess I don't know the numbers exactly for the
You know
combination.
roughly where they are, though.
Yeah. Like, I know that this one's a little off from 30, or that one's a little off from 25.
Fair enough.
I don't even use like combination locks. I just use padlocks. Like I just get a key so that way I can open it. And people are like, "Oh no, people can bring bolt cutters and cut it off." Like, you
can
tell
bring
me.
bolt cutters for padlock or for combination locks too.
I'm like, I look at them and say, "You tell me how unnoticeable it is for a kid to bring bolt cutters to school. How unnoticeable is that? Well, people will notice. Exactly.
Oh, that's another thing. Like, you can't hide big objects in purses or, you know, like
Backpacks.
Why?
backpacks.
My purse is a bag of
Can't
holding.
carry those around when you enter the school. That's bad.
The biggest object I carried around during school was a guitar.
I think the biggest object for me was a canvas or stool.
Is this because you're short?
No!
Wow,
I painted this.
Tony.
Wow, okay,
Wow.
thanks. Alright, my
The
self-esteem
biggest
just
thing I probably
plummeted.
had to carry around was my bass clarinet case. Or
Those are
canvas.
heavy.
They're heavy.
Yeah, either
They're,
a
like,
canvas or
long,
a
too.
stool. It's
Bob-
not for reaching high places.
And Baka, there's nothing wrong with being short.
Yeah, don't
Pat,
worry,
pat.
Tony. Pat.
You are only You are only like an inch.
There's nothing wrong with being
And-
short. You are not that tall.
You're only half an inch taller than me. You leave me alone.
Says that there's nothing wrong with being short. Is offended because I say it's fine.
I want to
Have-
see in the chat. Is anyone shorter than 5 foot?
My roommate's your height.
I want to know. I want to see this.
What? My profile picture?
Is your PFP Dwayne the Rock Johnson with a Thomas the Tank Engine face replate?
No.
Well, I know Zoe's. I'm sorry, Zoe.
4 foot QQ.
4'11".
4'11". Oh.
Yikes. Actually, no. My profile picture is an excerpt from a comic that my friend drew of me trying to draw art, and so it was like, I'm gonna do some art, holding a pencil and being by a piece of paper, scribbles and draws for hours, and then it like had like a 2 hours later passes, and then I like hold it up. I'm like, it's finished. It's like a poorly drawn house with like the M birds in the sky, and it's just his face like,
All right. What's the next question?
The next question. You guys watch movies, right?
No.
Yes. Kind of.
What's a scene from a movie that really messed with your head?
Aha! I have a story that goes along with this one.
Go
Okay.
ahead and tell it.
Okay, so do you know Shutter Island?
Yes.
I've heard of it.
The one where it's like the guy is actually a detective and he's searching for a missing patient that had still been on the island and hadn't been able to get off. But instead, it turns out that he was the patient all along, and he has like this dissociative disorder where he forgets his own identity.
Dissociative identity disorder.
Yeah.
DID.
Yeah. And he
Did.
like, what messed him up is because his wife murdered his children and left them floating in a lake, and then he killed his wife for that reason, and then he went insane. So the entire movie he's trying to find this patient, and he's getting these flashbacks, right, from different times in his life where he went off to the war, or when he came back to see his dead kids floating in a river with his wife all bloodied up and holding the baby, which she stabbed. I was in a, I think it was a Pep Boys, right? And I was sitting there while my parents were getting an oil change for their car, and I was looking at the TV, and it was the scene where he was walking in a snowy area, and he sees this pile of dead children, right?
Oh.
And then I was just like, ha, that is, and then when he looked away and looked back, their eyes were dead center on him, and I'm like, ah!
Yikes.
It messed me up so badly because I was so young. And it's always stuck with me because afterwards it was just a candle and it was melting.
Oh.
And I don't know why. And I'm like,
Oh.
okay, this is just, whoo! I'm just not gonna look at the TV anymore.
Mine would probably be, I don't do horror movies, but like I kind of tried to watch some scary things sometimes. And when I was younger,
Quote, unquote, scary.
Paranormal Activity.
Oh, I love those movies.
One of them was playing on the TV, and I used to like sneak down and watch MTV. My parents told me I was not allowed to, but I'm like, haha, fuck you, I'm a rebel. And watch MTV, and oh god, I used to actually watch Jersey Shore. I regret it so much, but I'm like, why did I watch that? Anyways, so there was one movie where basically these two little girls, and they had this like half room, like they lived in the top floor attic area of the house, and there was like this half room that was like in their closet, and she said there was a friend that lived in there, and like when the dad like went to investigate, there was like writings all over the wall or whatever. But basically it was really weird, but there's like one scene where the parents had gone out and there's a babysitter taking care of them, and she heard this clatter. So like she was sitting in the kitchen, the girls were upstairs, so she heard this clatter and she leaves the kitchen to go check on everything, and she comes back into the kitchen and everything is on the ceiling, like floating on the ceiling, and she's like, what the fuck? And then everything comes like shattering down, and then she gets picked up and like yeeted across the room like smashing into things, and she's like screaming. And then I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, I'm just like watching this, like, what the fuck is going on? And then the end of the thing, basically, like, the mom and the grandma basically are like, it's fine. And then they're like, they're going to marry him. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then all you see is like the dad trying to like take the little girls out of the grandma's house, and he just gets like dragged up these stairs, and he's just like being smashed against these stairs until he's dead.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, so that one freaked me the fuck out.
And I think it was one of the girls that were possessed, right?
Yeah, one of the girls was possessed, and actually both of them, like, there's one scene where they like jumped off the top banister and they were caught midair by something that was not there.
Oh, I remember that. It was so
Yeah.
freaky.
This whole thing, like, keep in mind, I don't do horror stuff, so me watching this, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I don't like this.
I mean, I may be a horror fanatic, but there are some things that still scar me till this day while watching those kinds of movies.
Yeah.
For me, probably there's two. There's two ones that actually like really fucked with me. One, when I was really young, not like 5 years old, but I think I was like 11 or 12, something like that. My mom, she cared about what I watched, but she didn't. But she cared about she cared for the wrong reasons. She didn't want me to watch Harry Potter because she thought it was the devil's work.
Hey,
But-
same.
Harry Potter?
Yeah, but she eventually went like, I asked her whenever I was like 14, I asked, can I please watch Harry Potter now? And she said, I don't care. I'm like, oh, okay. But she didn't mind me watching scary movies. I watched The Grudge. And when I watched The Grudge, one thing that really fucked me up was not just the stairs scene where she's like just crawling down the stairs with her mangled body, but
Do you remember when it
also-
switched from night to day?
yeah.
That messed me up too.
And the part that really fucked me up in that movie was the part where the girl's trying to hide from the Grudge, and she gets under her blankets, and then she looks under her blankets, and
she was there?
She's there and pulls her into the bed. That made me scared to go to bed. That made me scared
You were
of my
like
bed.
12 or 11?
I was like 12, yeah.
The first time me and my brother watched it, he was like 4 and I was 7.
Oh, it messes with you. And then one movie that really messed me up, not messed me up, but the first movie to really make me feel like sadness for a movie. It didn't fuck me up per se. It made me feel things like
I had emotions.
it's gonna be weird. It's a weird choice, but Click, Adam Sandler's
Oh
Click.
god, yes, Click made me cry.
The ending of Click near
Oh
like
my god.
and I would say spoilers, but that movie is almost 20 years
No,
old.
no, no, don't spoil it because it's actually a really good movie. Like, it's old, but it's like, don't spoil it because they need to see it.
Let's put it this way: a father isn't in his son's life as much as he wanted to be,
Not even just son, both of his kids, like son and daughter.
and
Mhm.
but
But
that made me cry. But
It's
like,
the only Adam Sandler movie I have ever cried to, not thinking I was going to. Because you don't think, oh, an Adam Sandler movie, better grab my tissues.
but like for me, that's what really made me cry. But a more recent movie made me cry in the theater.
Endgame.
Yeah, that made me
Endgame
cry in
made me
the
cry. I heard
entire.
Roman sniffling
Are
in
you
the
sure
theater.
everyone has already watched Endgame?
We're not talking about Endgame.
We're not talking about it. I'm just saying it made me cry.
It did
Mhm.
too. It made me cry as well.
Okay, next question for you guys. Talking more about movies. In your opinion, which character from a movie has the best entrance scene of all time?
Oh, entrance scene.
I have to say Captain Jack Sparrow.
I would say that
So
too.
it would see.
He has such good entrance.
Dun, dun, dun.
Let's see. The best entrance scene for any movie, because I've seen a lot of movies. I think I'd have to say. It's actually The Maze Runner. Like perfect. Just like this, just immediately. as the movie
That's what
starts,
Frida said.
huh?
That's what Frida said.
Oh yeah. Oh
Mhm.
yeah. I didn't even see
Awesome.
that. I didn't even see that. Okay. Yeah. I didn't even see her. I didn't even see her thing. But as far as Maze Runner goes, like seriously, like Thomas just like scared coming up, and you don't know what's happening. He's coming up in the cage, like it's just ah ah ah.
He's like hyperventilating in a bag while he's in a cage. I
See,
guess
I
that
read
would
the
be a
Maze
best
Runner.
entrance.
Yeah.
I read the Maze Runner first, so it was kind of like, okay, they didn't describe as much, like it didn't put as much as the book described. So it's kind of a bit of an for me.
I would say if we're I don't want to spoil any game, but they had some really good entrances in there.
Oh my God. I'm not gonna say it, but I think
No,
you all know what
we're
I'm
not gonna
talking
talk
about.
any game whatsoever.
Okay.
All I'm gonna
Um,
say, collective.
No.
Collective.
Mm,
Collective.
another one. I guess from the other Avengers movie, because I like my family is a DC and Marvel kind of thing. Like we like superheroes. We like to watch X-Men. We want Wolverine to be in the freaking Avengers.
Did you guys
That's-
know that I live by the X-Men castle?
You do?
Yeah,
From the X-Men
Huh.
movies with Hugh Jackman and all that. Yeah, she
and
lives
also
near
from
that.
Deadpool.
And from Deadpool.
Yep.
I guess
Apparently
Deadpool has one of the best entrances.
Oh, Deadpool's so good. He's so meta too. Ryan Reynolds. I
know.
love Ryan Reynolds.
It's
He's
gonna
a
be
good
Detective
Canadian boy.
Pikachu.
You
I
haven't
have-
seen it yet?
I haven't seen it.
No, not yet.
It's so good.
I wasn't expecting him to be Pikachu. Like,
Anyways. Yeah, so best entrance scene you think, Taco?
yeah, that would be Deadpool, I guess.
Awesome. Okay. Let's see, I have a couple movie related ones.
Oh, by the way, real quick, just for any of you who are, because I noticed that Faisu said I was silent the whole time when it came to the whole. If I'm not speaking and you actually don't hear anything from my end, it's because I have a mute button because I skipped dinner for this, and right now I'm kind of crunching on some cinnamon toast crunch, so I don't want
Chowing
you
while
guys to hear.
powing.
I don't
you
want
know?
I don't want you guys to hear my crunching.
Yeah, this is not an ASMR channel. Anyways, another movie question. What's a movie you can watch over and over again? Hot Rod.
Ooh. Mm, that's a hard question.
Guess
I have a friend who she, without fail, will watch The Princess Bride over and over and over again.
It's so good though.
It's so good. I love The Princess Bride.
The Princess Bride is like one of my favorites.
Interstellar,
As you wish. Oh, Interstellar is really good.
because I love its soundtrack.
I guess for me, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Hey, that rhymed. Hey, we got rapper Baka over here.
What? Did
What?
I unintentionally rhyme again?
Yes, you
How?
did. He said.
Guess
She
for
said.
me,
She said
Guardians
yes
of
for
the
me. Guardians of the
Galaxy.
Galaxy.
Okay.
We got a rapper.
Time.
We got a rapper in here.
I don't want to sound like a bridge troll, but that's for my descendants, you know? You gotta rhyme at random times. Fuck.
Yeah, he did it again. But yeah, Interstellar.
Cool. Another question. What's something that someone said to you that hit you real hard?
In a positive way, negative way, or whatever.
Doesn't matter. Something that hit you the hardest. Like kind of like a oh fuck moment.
Like a zoom out, like a fish lens zoom out in a movie scene.
Yeah, something like that.
I guess
You might
in
have wondered
certain
how I got
situations.
here.
The ending of Insidious.
No. Dauntless is gonna be sad if you say that, Faye.
Wait, what?
No,
In the
Baka will
chat.
not be thoughtless.
There's no way. I know Dauntless also, and he's a pretty cool dude.
Anyways, but yeah, what's something that someone said to you that hit you the hardest?
I guess in certain situations it would be like, did you forget to do something? And then it was just like, oh shit! and anytime anyone would always ask that question, there would always be something that you haven't done yet.
Here, actually, let me phrase this in a better way. What's one time someone just dropped a wisdom bomb on you, and you're like, oh, fuck.
I guess talking about like life in general, it's like, make the best of your life. We're on a speck in a galaxy on a beach, and we mean nothing in the universe and the cosmos. No one is out there. No one's gonna care. Just do you, babe. Or person. I don't know.
Oh, so was it top, I'm guessing?
No.
One thing that kind of hit me hard was I took care of this 104-year-old woman once. Oh, she's lovely. And basically, I was just like, I would just talk with her and stuff like that. And something that, like, she's like so full of life and so like spunky and everything like that. Like, she's a firecracker. I love her. She's so nice. And I just kind of like was talking to her about one thing, because like whenever I was taking care of her, she would never get up past noon or before noon. She would never get up before noon. And like I asked her one time, I'm like, so why exactly do you always get up so late? And she's like, well, because once you get to the age that I am, you don't need to fucking care about sleep. I'm like, oh. She's like, I can go to bed whenever the fuck I want. I can get up whenever the fuck I want, and no one's gonna tell me any otherwise because I'm older than everyone else. And I'm like, fair enough. Fair enough, you. And she was just like straight out there, like, I can get up whenever I want. I can go to bed whenever I want. No one's gonna be able to tell me any different because I'm older than everyone else. And I'm like, huh, okay, that's pretty cool. That was kind of one thing where I'm like, wow. And she's like, she's like, when you're alive as long as I have, and you've had to get up as many early mornings as I have, you don't need to anymore. You're living life just as great as you are by getting up at 12 than you are by getting up at 7. That was a big old wisdom bomb dropped on me. Melita, the 104-year-old. She's 105 now.
I guess for me, a wisdom bomb probably have to be at one point it was one of my best friends from back in high school. After I went off to college, me and him kind of lost contact a little bit for the summer, and then he came by my dorm and just like hung out. I'm like, hey, yeah, man, come on. And he was younger than me, but he's also incredibly knowledgeable. He's very philosophical as well. And he just like he sat on my bed and he just went like, "Man, why'd you even come here?" I'm like, "What do you mean? It's college. Like, it's the next step." And he said, "Why are you even taking steps in the first place?" Like, well, I'm just living life, dude. And he said, "You're living life by learning things that are ultimately useless to you in the real world." And
wow.
I went, "What do you mean?" He said, "All the stuff you learned about Shakespeare, all the stuff about like the history of what happened before now. What good is that to you living in this world?" And I just sat there and went, "Whoa. You're
right.
You might be right, bro." And he said, he got off the bed, like put his hands on my shoulders and said, "You do not matter." And I'm like, "What?" He said, "In the grand scheme of things, we will all be dead one day, and all of which that you have learned, besides survival instincts, they will mean nothing. Enjoy your life while you have it."
Huh.
I'm like,
There actually is a reason why we learn Shakespeare and stuff. It's because to keep culture.
I mean, I try to tell him that it keeps us knowledgeable of like times of which we didn't know about, and it's just neat to know. And he said, "So you're gonna live your life based off of something that's neat?" He actually got upset at me, and
So heated.
he threw my fan out the window.
Was this the same roommate that, like, wait, was it a roommate?
No,
No,
it was
no,
fun.
it was a friend that came over and just to
Oh.
visit. He threw my fan out the window, and I lived on the 3rd story.
I'm so sorry.
He
But
said,
yeah,
like on the way out, he literally screamed at me and said, "I'm buying you another fan." Like, huh, well, at least I'll still have a fan. So yeah,
Well,
he
that's
dropped
nice.
a knowledge bomb on me.
but the
That's
same
very
thing,
helpful of your friend.
The same thing.
Wowza, the shit hit the fan.
At the same time, like we do actually learn Shakespeare and stuff like that because we keep culture. It's like if we stop learning about things, then sooner or later we won't have that knowledge anymore.
Okay.
Okay. What got ruined by its popularity?
Fortnite.
No, Fortnite was sucky to begin with.
Nope.
Um,
Everyone hated it because it's so popular.
No, I hate it because it's a shitty game.
I missed Tobuscus.
Yeah, I missed
He
Tobuscus too.
technically didn't get popular. He
He did. Like, he
got
was a pretty big
controver-
Minecraft.
I know, but he didn't get ruined through popularity. He got
I mean,
he
technically
did.
he did.
Yeah, he did. Oof. That's a big old
Yikes.
oof.
Stop it, cat. Cat.
You know, I
Cat
never.
is sitting on my lap.
I
And
think if we're talking about YouTubers, I never really followed PewDiePie. I never really
I mean-
liked his videos in general, but like I had friends who did, and I remember I kind of watched a couple of his videos, and he's really changed a lot. Like with the popularity, he's really like he's not the same as he used to be. And a lot of YouTubers are actually like that. As soon as they hit certain popularity marks or milestones, sometimes they kind of change the way they do things. But I think one thing in general that really kind of like was like it got ruined because it was so popular. Oh shoot, I had one.
Beauty channels. I see you out there, Zoe.
Aren't we technically hipsters by talking about things that aren't good enough, aren't good anymore because they're too popular, because they're too
No.
mainstream?
No. I think
Undertale.
no. Shoot, what is it? Why am I not able to think about something? It's like it's in my brain. My brain's like, it's this, you crazy, and I'm like, but I can't speak words. Shoot.
Just watch. Baka's at 100 subscribers now. She's gonna be at 1,000,000. She's gonna forget about all us little people.
No. Wait, what? What's happening?
Caught you off guard there, didn't I? Haha.
This is, yeah, probably.
You're gonna get
Hello,
1,000,000
people.
subscribers, and then you're just gonna
I
forget
can't
about all
remember
of
it.
us.
If I remember it later, I'll say it. But
Hi, Chaos.
Oh, Chaos is here. Sweet. Cool.
if you could keep any animal as a pet and it would be 100% friendly and loyal, what animal would you pick?
Does that also change your living spaces, or does like your house
No.
stay the same?
No, you can pick an animal.
A
A pygmy marmoset.
Okay.
cassowary.
Oh, that's actually what came to my head was a cassowary.
Yeah, because cassowaries, they're literally like living dinosaurs. I want
are.
one. Their babies are so cute,
Pygmy
and they grow up to
marmoset.
be strong and very ferocious characters.
Just like you just ride to school on a cassowary.
Yeah, and people will be afraid of you because that bird can kill you.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think I'd want like a Komodo dragon.
Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. That's,
I think that's a great idea.
that's scary.
Okay.
Wait.
Oh.
Wait a second. Just so people can have somewhat of an idea on what I'm talking about, if you look on screen right now, That's a pygmy marmoset. That's what I want.
Can't
right
see
there.
it yet. Hold on. Give it a second. Give it a second. Nothing's there. There we go.
That's what I want.
Ooh.
Is neat.
That or maybe a savannah cat, but I already know those are like a
Ooh, a
domesticated breed.
several. Having a several as a pet.
A
Oh, they're
what?
so pretty. A several. They're like lynxes, but from Africa.
Oh.
Yep. They're very anger cats. Anyways, speaking of scary things, what's the scariest thing about living in your area? This is something I actually was kind of laughing about earlier because one of the answers was wasp. I don't know where, but somewhere there is a wasp. It didn't say wasp, it said wasp. Like one singular wasp is somewhere in my area. I don't know where it is, but there is wasp.
There is wasps somewhere, just don't know where.
I don't. It's like raccoons. At least 4. I've heard that there's 5, but I haven't seen it. For me, for my area is fairly tame. Well, at least in front of my house. Across the street in front of my house is just like very nice 2-story houses. Nothing to be afraid of over there, but behind my house, in the more, I guess you could say, negligible area, probably gonna say the unfortunate souls that are addicted to meth.
Oh yeah, meth heads
Because-
are scary.
Because I have this building. I have this storage building with 2 garage doors on it, and I was walking in there one morning just so I could put some stuff from the house into the building. And when I walked in, there was just this dude just laying there, eyes wide open, and he looked dead at me. And he just like shot up and said, who are you? Who the hell are you? And he just like bolted out the door, away from the building. And he just kept tripping over himself. He was skittish. He was super skinny. And I'm like, holy crap. Like thinking that dude could have easily came in and killed me. So that was a scary experience, but yeah, meth addicts around here, that's the scariest thing about my area.
Okay. For me, yeah, probably something like that. Like, just people. There's a lot of drug addicts and homeless people in my city. Like, we're the capital, the capital city for homeless people. Like, we have the most homeless people in all of Canada here. And because we have such temperate weather that it doesn't get freezing cold to the point where you would die if you were outside like some of Canada does. So kind of just the homeless people in general, but I think yeah, that's probably the sketchiest thing about living around here. Yeah, that and
Yeah.
there's some mean ass cats around here.
Aw.
Oh, you know what? When it's nesting season and you have crows, those things are fucking scary. They will dive bomb you.
Crows?
Crows, and they never forget.
Yeah, they don't forget a face.
They don't forget a person.
I've never been attacked by a crow before.
I've been
I've been
dive
hit in
bombed
the
by
neck by a
crow.
magpie.
Yikes.
hurt.
Yeah. What about you, Baka?
You have a lot of kidnappers in my area.
Ooh.
Oh! Yikes!
Like to the point where they come to neighborhoods and like that whole shenanigan where they pull up and take kids away. Yeah, that's a common thing here.
Yikes.
I guess I'm not really too afraid of it because we have a neighborhood watch and everything, but to be honest, it's still a little unsettling that someday, somewhere, a kid is being taken.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's yeah.
Welcome to the
Okay.
neighborhood. Never trust anyone with a van. That is actually like scary. I mean, I remember I remember a couple of times my mom would take me to Walmart, and I would be acting like such a brat, and and she would like just boss me around, and at that point I was going through that phase like, you can't tell me what to do. Ree. And like one time I said, I'm gonna run away, and she said, fine, go ahead. And while we were checking out, I said, I gotta use the bathroom, I'll be back. And while I was in the bathroom, I came out, she was gone, and I walked outside, and her car was gone, and I went, she left me.
Oh.
And then turns out the whole thing that she did was she said, like, I told her I wish I wasn't even with you right now, and she taught me a lesson that night, because what she did, she just pulled out of her parking spot and drove around the parking lot a couple of times to make sure that, like, I didn't see her. And this old lady came up and said, are you okay? I'm like, my mom left me, and now I'm a kid on the streets. And she said, oh, well, how about I call a police officer? And I just, like, you know that stance that cave SpongeBob gets into, that meme?
Sponge Gar?
Yeah, I got into a Sponge Gar pose, like, and I'm like, no, I'm a kid on the prowl. And my mom pulled up and said, Anthony, come on, time to go home. I'm like, okay, bye, lady. And I got in. And my mom just said, like, what did I tell you about talking to strangers? And I said, what did I tell you about leaving your kid at Walmart?
Yikes.
Touche.
But there was never there was one time where this girl who went to my high school, I knew her name was Courtney. She instead of just saying that she was gonna be late for school, like she was showing up late, instead of getting in trouble with her parents, she made up an entire story that got caught on by the news of that she was kidnapped, and she struggled in a van and was able to escape, and showed up to school with bruises and cuts, and she like rolled herself around on the street just to make it look like she fell out of a van. She lied.
Fuck?
Yeah, she lied about being late for school because her boyfriend and her slept in an abandoned house, slept together, and then was late to school the next day. And she lied about it to the news and everything. And after that, she went to a psychiatric hospital, and I don't know what happened to her after that, but all I know is that her family now lives in one of the churches in town, and like,
yikes.
they literally put a sign, like, this is out of context from what I just said, but they literally put a sign out there that said, this is no longer a church, please stop coming and worshiping. Like, it said, please stop praying in front of our house. So yeah, that was nuts.
Anyways, okay, next question for you. What's a hobby or something that you got into that you think more people should do?
Gaming.
Incorporate gaming into everything, guys.
Yes, live in virtual reality.
I think more people should play Dungeons and Dragons. Or Pathfinders.
Try to sleep more. You guys.
That's not a hobby.
That's not a hobby. That's a necessity.
It is a hobby. Taking naps is a hobby.
That's
I write down when I take naps and when, how long.
Taco, that's not a hobby.
It's technically a hobby.
No,
Sleeping
it's
is a
not.
hobby.
No,
Sleeping is a necessity.
Well, you guys in the chat, dude. Hi, honey.
Oh my god, that is no. Like, okay, I guess for me, I would say try to put as much humor into your day as you can, because in the end, you know how they say laughter is the best medicine. It's very true. Like, for instance, these
guys.
What?
Hobbies. Hobbies like building airplanes, like miniature airplanes.
I was about to say, building airplanes is not a hobby. That's a
like
job.
No, miniature airplanes.
Oh, you know what?
Fixing planes could be a hobby.
try to mix different formulas for bubbles. That is actually really, really calming.
Huh.
I guess, hobby of mine probably have to be shit.
I love you too, honey.
God,
Chaos, stop!
Oh, you're so cute. Okay, I'm trying to think of the hobbies I do. Like, I guess I draw every now and again, but making music is one hobby of mine. So
Ooh.
that'd be
Oh,
Do
that's
you
a
have
neat.
any
nice
original
one.
works?
Yeah, I have a couple of original works. You know, just like little things here and there, and I mean, yeah, like it expresses your creativity in ways that you can't even imagine.
I think you should also post it on your channel.
Who said that? Wait,
The random person in your house.
It's
That
just
one
like,
that was suggesting YouTube.
the random person in my house, and they're just like, I think you should post it on your channel. It's
It
like,
might be the meth addict, so be
I
careful,
feel like
please.
that would be the best sort of action to let out your musical talent.
can you get out of my house?
I live in your basement.
I don't have a basement.
Wait, you have a basement outside though.
I have 2 cellars. Those aren't basements.
They're technically
Shut up, Baka!
technicality.
There's scorpions down there.
I like scorpion.
Also, yeah, Tony is definitely afraid of scorpions.
I am
Aw.
not. Okay.
Okay, first off, Tony smashed his kneecap on a stair because
Ow.
what happened was he fell
Okay.
while running away from a scorpion, screaming like a little girl.
No, okay,
Ah.
hold on. I'm gonna say this now. She has got the story all wrong. What happened was that I was in that storage building that I talked about earlier, and I was trying to bring in pictures to put on the walls of my house, and what happened was I guess I tripped over something, and my arms were full of pictures. I was holding them in front of me, and what happened was I tripped over something, fell maybe like, I think my knee had the entire force of the fall on it, and my knee fell like, I want to say 5 feet from 5 feet in the air, and landed straight on dead concrete. And
Ow.
the second that happened, I landed on all the pictures, broke the glass, but didn't hurt any of the pictures. And I was just laying there, holding my knee, like going back and forth, just like ah.
I was on call with him this entire time, so I heard this happen. I'm like, "Are you okay?" And he's like, "I lost my glasses and my knee hurts."
Yeah, my glasses
feel
went
like
flying.
It would have sounded like.
It was so
It was.
bad, and
I was
what
close.
yeah, and what I did, and what I did to, like, you know, try to help my knee kind of heal instead of like rolling around, right next to me was the cellar of my building, and I got onto the stairs of that cellar, and like made it to where my legs were like naturally just kind of bent and like resting. And while I was down there, I shined a light like down into the cellar, and I realized there's like 2 scorpions in the corner, and I was like, "Ah!" And I
Yep.
tried to get out as quick as I could, and I slipped and landed on my butt. And then I got out again, grabbed my glasses, and went back inside my house. It hurt so bad.
That sounds like a big woof.
And now I can't feel my knee.
Yeah,
haven't
he
been
fucked
able
up his
to.
knee.
I haven't been able to feel my knee ever since.
Mm.
I don't know what's wrong with it. I'm still able to walk. There's no problem with that. But, like, ugh. Baka invades Tony's home. Baka, get out of my house.
What? But I like to see your closet.
Oh
Dude!
god.
Ah! Top, get your girl!
Okay. Here's a question. What video game is older than 5 years, but is still amazing today? Mario Kart.
Resident Evil!
Mario Kart Wii.
Oh yeah, that's actually pretty valid.
Yeah, Mario Kart Wii is still really good.
I like playing horror games a lot.
Um.
Just watching them is fun too.
So you can't say Fortnite now, Tony? Hey.
5 years. Come on. Come on.
5 years, 2014.
I'm fucking thinking. Probably 2014. Ooh, I'm actually looking in my Steam library right now.
Wow.
Are you serious? You can't think of it on the top of your head?
I'm
You
thinking.
know what's another one?
What?
Another one's 5 years old. Aside from Minecraft and
Minecraft is, yeah.
yeah, Five Nights at Freddy is still
Gmod? Yeah.
Yeah, Gmod.
Fuck Five Nights at Freddy's. Okay, that they still scare me to this day. Okay.
That's the whole point of their marketing.
Five
That's
Nights
why
at
it's
Freddy's
for a
4.
game.
Five Nights at Freddy's 4 almost gave me a concussion. Okay.
What were you doing?
I
That
was
would cause
playing-
a concussion.
I was playing the game and it was super dark and I just got my face right up to the screen to look because it was so dark, and whenever I got scared by that fucking Bonnie robot, I flung myself back and slammed the back of my head on my wall. I almost gave myself a concussion.
Oh, is that when you dented your wall?
Yes.
You dented the wall with your head?
Yes. It hurt a lot.
So you can't think of any, Tony.
I guess I'd have to say, like, because for me, I'm a very retro kind of guy. So, if I were to say one, I'd probably say like,
Gallica.
Portal
D-
2.
DJ Hero,
Oh,
God.
that is a whoa.
or
Yikes.
or New Super Mario Brothers Wii, or Silent Hill,
You know, Wii Sports.
Wii
Wii
Sports
Sports.
Resort.
Yeah, Wii Sports Resort.
Dun,
Da,
dun,
da,
dun, Um. Oh. Outlast. Outlast.
Oh, I love Outlast.
Nice.
Mhm.
It gets scarier with each game. I love it so much.
Oh, also, just a quick little plug. I meant to mention this. I was gonna save it for Halloween, but I'm probably gonna get Outlast 2 for Halloween. A little.
Play it. Play it.
I am going to be playing Outlast on my Twitch channel. Dead at night, like at night. It's either gonna be this weekend or next weekend, but I'm gonna be playing
If you
Outlast
want,
in the dead of night.
I could also show moral support in the chat. Or maybe in the video. I don't know.
You can. I want you to be there. I'm gonna
moral
make a.
support.
I
It's
mean,
like,
yeah.
okay, so turn
I'm
that
gonna
way.
find some way
You
to
should
jump
be
scare
okay.
you outside of the game.
Yes.
That'd be funny. It's just like you see like this notification, and then it's just like
Here's
there's a monster.
Here's what's gonna happen. Baka is going to be in a call with me. She's going to she's going to see my she's gonna see my gameplay, and she's gonna be there for when I scream like a little bitch.
It's really entertaining. I swear.
You don't know. You don't know. I don't
My honey does the same thing when we watch scary videos. Sorry. Wait, I think I added him.
Good job, hey Tom.
Honey, I'm sorry.
You're a scared little whiter baby, just
No.
like me.
Yeah, you do.
You just outed your own man.
It's like, okay, Tony, stay calm. Where are we going? What am I doing? And then it's just like, Tony, turn left. I was like, why? Because you're gonna die if you don't.
Okay, Emmy, next question.
What's something you would never do, even if someone was like, "I'll pay you 10 million"?
Eat anything disgusting.
I'd never kill anyone.
Kiss
Oh, yeah,
toes.
true.
I would
kiss
never
toes.
digest.
Anything that will actually kill me.
Well, no doy.
You know, everything's edible, but some things are only edible once.
I'd eat a human for a 10 million
You'd go cannibal?
for one day.
For one day?
Cannibal.
What about for one night?
Cannibal
Jeez.
one day, baby, solves all your problems. 7-day cannibal challenge, baby, solves all your problems.
But there is always that one question. How does human taste? And I don't think I ever want to know.
I
There's
heard.
someone actually who is a cannibal said what it tastes like. Apparently, it tastes like a mixture of pork and chicken.
I'm not into pork.
I want to.
That's crazy.
I for some reason want to take a big old just bite out of my hand now.
No, that's actually a disorder, you know? Where people self-cannibalize
Yes.
Yeah.
even when they shouldn't.
I don't want that. Ow! I actually
Yeah.
just bit my finger. That hurt.
It's most akin to pork. Human flesh looks like beef, but it tastes more like pork.
But for me,
And
like, what I wouldn't do for 10 million, ooh, I think I would do a lot for 10 million. I would do a lot, but one thing I won't do at all, ever, probably be taking a massive extent of force to my testicular region.
oh, you won't let anyone kick you down there?
Exactly, because it's been done before, and it's gotten to the point where I threw up from it, and I just couldn't move, and it's just not a fun time.
I would never kill or kidnap anyone, even if someone was offering me.
I will
$1 billion.
also secondhand that. That's
I will third
not
that. I don't want to take
that's
anyone.
not good.
Okay. What food used to be good, but then they changed the recipe and now it sucks?
Hmm.
Don't
you need to know the recipe first?
No, you don't need to know the recipe, but like something that like you're like, so you're like, oh, this used to be really good, and I don't know what they did. They changed the recipe or something, and now it sucks.
My mom's fried chicken, I guess. She likes to change them up, like with the seasoning and everything, but it's not good anymore.
Hey, Mom,
I don't
your
want to
chicken
have to eat any
sucks.
more chicken.
Hey, Mom, your
Uh,
chicken sucks.
You're frying them wrong, ma'am.
Who the? Think I'd have to say, okay. You guys, go along with your, you guys go along with the, questions for a minute. Someone's at my door. I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. It's probably not me though.
Ba, 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 ba.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Da 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 da. Hey, so this is the point of the podcast where I normally try to prank Tony or prank whoever has left. So let's pretend something really crazy has happened and basically loop him into something. So, Baka, let's create a story like something happened in your background and you're now being like, what the fuck was that? Why did this happen?
Oh, that happens a lot.
Yeah.
So I
So-
guess my cats aren't in here, so I can't blame it on my cats.
You
I
can
could
you can blame
say,
it on your cats. You can say your cat was in there and then they did something.
yeah, my window isn't open, but they like going to my window. So I guess it's just like, guys, I think I heard tapping at the window. I'm
You okay?
kind of a little spooked.
What happened?
I'm not really sure, but I'm on the second story, and
Oh.
this isn't supposed to happen.
Oh crap. Oh man.
I can't seem to explain it. But when I look back, it stops.
Oh geez. Yeah, let's maybe like don't look at your window or something like that. Maybe like or maybe you should look at your window. Oh god, what if it was a weeping angel?
I would cry. I would literally run out.
I'd be like, nope, 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 nope.
I was like, haha, you're looking at me. I can't see you. I'm blind. I have to wear glasses.
Same. I also wear glasses. We all.
Well, he thinks I am a nerd. But like, I guess strange occurrences have been happening lately. Well,
Mhm.
not only because we just recently got pizza, right? And when
Blind
you want the za?
blind people versus weeping angel. Sorry, weeping angle.
Yeah, weeping angle. I guess because we have this pizza box, right? And I was getting my pizza, and no one's at the pizza box, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me why we're staring at this pizza box, right? And it folded itself in and then closed it closed itself.
Like, was it open and then it closed itself?
Yeah, it was wide open, like the lid was up and everything, but then it
Pizza
folded
Ghost didn't
itself
want you to eat
in and then
pizza.
it shut itself. I'm like, haha, thank you. I guess
Pizza
someone
Ghost did
wanted
not want you
pizza.
to eat the pizza.
Yeah, and that was like today. Like my
Pizza-
dad was there and he was just like, that okay. Like my dad couldn't even explain it. He was like sitting on the couch looking at the pizza box as well. He saw it with his own eyes that the pizza box literally folded in and then closed itself. And I'm like, okay. All
Pizza
right.
Box, Pizza Box was like, nah, fam. So yeah, what's like the spookiest thing that's kind of happened to you?
Mm, walking in the bathroom, like when you need to go to the bathroom at night and you're walking in the dark and then you hear like shuffling or like cuz my house is normally carpet. So, if you hear shuffling from a distance or like something being knocked over in like another room and you can hear like there is a presence somewhere else in like the room cuz that freaks me out a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And
I was staying at a friend's house, and I like just slept on her couch. Basically, she was like having a hard time, and so I'm like, "Hey, I can come over." And I lived too far away at the time. Now I live 10 minutes away, but I at the time lived too far away, so I couldn't really go home because it was too late. And so I just slept on her couch, and I like kind of like heard like these like mumblings and giggling at night. And then I, at one point in time, I was like really not sleeping well, especially since they had a fan. Well, it was a heater. It kept like clicking on. It was really loud and everything. But at one point in time, I opened my eyes, kind of. I don't know why I did, but I just see this faceless man staring at me.
mm,
Um, basically, you can't really see his face. It's almost like TV static in a sense, but he was in like um, a black suit and a trench coat, and he was almost in black and white, and he was just like inches away from my face, staring at me.
oh
And I'm like,
Jesus.
what the fuck? And I was like, I actually said, what the fuck? And I scared him, and then he was gone. And I was like, I said to my friend in the morning, I'm like, Sierra? And she's like, what? I'm like, why didn't you warn me about the spooks in your house? She's like, oh, sorry. I didn't mean to. I told her about that. And she's like, yeah, that's a spook that normally hangs around my house and stuff like that.
Okay, I've returned. I do apologize for
No,
that.
no, give return back. He's mine. You are not allowed to take my child.
Okay. I do apologize for that. I do truly apologize for that. I had someone at my door.
Well, while you were gone, I had tapping at my window. Thanks.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
We started talking about spooky things that happened because basically Baka had some spooky things happen.
Okay.
Oh my cat's just looking outside the window right now. That's why I opened my door to let him in.
So
He's
okay.
my guardian. He
Wait, who
protects
was at your
me while
door?
we.
Who is that? Who is at my door?
He.
Well, my mother recently got a dog to try to be a
Oh, right.
try to be a like a friend to her dog, but this dog is only known one person since its birth for 5 years. And the dog is terrified right now, so the owner has come to get the dog back. So, yeah. So now the dog is going home. So that was who was at my door. I just had to explain to her that I just needed to talk to her for a second, and then I told her I had this going on, and now I'm back. So, yeah, let's do this.
Good old times.
Yeah, anyways, talking about like recipes that have changed. For me, okay, so Cadbury cream eggs have always been the sweetest thing in the world. I can only eat one every like 5 years, otherwise all my teeth are basically gonna dissolve into sugar. But I swear, like, I don't know, a few years ago, and I bought one and I thought it was like stale because the inside, like the cream part or whatever, was basically crystallized and it tasted like crap. And I was like, what the hell? And so I went to return it and they're like, no, it's not stale. That's just their new recipe. And I'm like, what? It was so bad. Like that, and I swear Heinz ketchup, they made it sweeter. And it's just like, it's too sweet for me.
Sweet.
I don't like it.
For me, SpaghettiOs. Because hey, don't hate on the O's.
I've
No.
never had SpaghettiOs.
Like I'm saying, they really did change
yeah,
it. It
because-
wasn't as good as it used to be.
Because my favorite kind of SpaghettiOs is the ones with meatballs in it, and
Yeah.
a couple of times, and I still buy them today. Just like and for any of those like who heat up their SpaghettiOs, you're weird. I eat them cold. They're delicious that
You're
way.
weird.
They're delicious that way. Anyway.
No, they're not.
Yeah,
Wait,
they
hold
are.
up. Hold up. You don't warm up your SpaghettiOs?
Nope.
You don't like eating warm spaghetti?
No. Well, I like eating warm spaghetti, but SpaghettiOs are different.
Yeah, it's basically just processed food in a can, you know.
Yeah.
different.
So what?
But still,
what-
SpaghettiOs, spaghetti.
So what I see is so what it is that the last couple times that I've actually like eaten them, it's like I've opened up the can and usually you just see, the SpaghettiOs and the you get the SpaghettiOs and like the sauce and it's all nice liquid sauce kind of stuff. But almost every time that I've opened it now, they've changed something to where now the sauce is not, it's not like a liquid kind of saucy thing. It's just like hard. It's like orange and hard, and you have to, and even microwaving it just doesn't taste like spaghetti.
Microwaving?
Microwaving.
Yes, it's a microwave that's endorsed by Markiplier. Okay,
Oh, I was
I
thinking
thought.
like have a microwave made out of markers.
but yeah, it's like it doesn't taste right. It's just. It's like the orange grease that's in like taco meat. Whenever you cook it, if you let it sit, the oil turns like orange and it cakes around the meat. It's like that stuff. But I still eat it because I spent money on it, and I'm like, ugh, this is
I
not
stopped
tasty.
eating SpaghettiOs a while back, but
Uncultured
that's
swine.
cannibalism for me. I am a taco.
Uncultured swine.
You're uncultured. You eat it cold.
I eat it cold because it's delicious cold.
No, it's not.
Okay, everyone in chat, tell me, do you eat your raviolis or Chef Boyardee anything cold or hot? Do you eat it cold or hot?
Sorry. Shoot. Say that again?
Chef Boyardee. Do
I've
you
never had Chef Boyardee.
do you eat Chef Boyardee anything from them hot or cold? Because I eat them all cold.
See, it's normal to eat them hot.
That's a biased opinion. That's your boyfriend. That doesn't count.
But
Next.
no. So who
Tony?
eats their SpaghettiOs cold, like Tony?
The cold is delicious. Okay.
I'm pretty sure I've eaten SpaghettiOs once, and I ate them warm because I'm not a heathen.
Okay, you know what? Maybe this is weird about me too. When I make spaghetti, guess what? When I make it, I eat it warm, but I prefer it whenever it's nice, cold coming out of the fridge. I don't heat it up. I eat it cold.
Okay. Still,
That's delicious. The flavor is enhanced.
how?
The flavor of the spaghetti coming out of the fridge after you've put it up for like leftovers, when you eat it cold, it's freaking delicious. The flavors are enhanced because of the coldness.
No, not
No,
really.
the flavors actually get enhanced when it's warm because you're actually heating up and you're catalyzing it.
Yeah,
You're enhanced when
I guess I can. Well, I agree with you if you heat it up or eat it cold from mashed potatoes.
you're all
No.
heathens. You're all
Mashed potatoes
heathens.
cold is good. Mashed potatoes warm is also good. Mashed potatoes are just good.
You're heathens. That's all I gotta say.
No, you're the one that's a heathen.
I also eat Pop-Tarts cold. I don't heat them up in a toaster.
I don't either. I just eat them.
And you call me a heathen! You hypocrite!
Well, because I don't eat SpaghettiOs cold!
I eat Pop-Tarts hot, but I eat them to the point where... What do I do when I eat hot Pop-Tarts, Tony?
She eats them right as they come out of the toaster when they're burning your fingers by simply touching them. She eats them that way and complains about her tongue getting burned as like, you did this to yourself. You guys are...
How are you gonna complain of burning your fingers when you pre-toasted the Pop-Tart?
You know what?
No, I don't complain about burning my fingers. I normally, I kind of wait for it to cool down, but after it cools down to a certain point, it becomes like, I hate the flavor of it. It just tastes like wet, moist, gross cardboard.
Okay, at least, I'm not one of those people who gets ramen noodles, takes them out of the package, and just puts the seasoning on top and crunches on it.
Okay, so the thing is, though, is there's actually a thing called Mami, M-A-M-E-E, which was a ramen noodle thing that was made to be eaten that way. I was, trying to think, because I was like, oh, there's this thing that I used to have when I was a kid, and it had a blue monster on the packaging. And I thought it was, oh, Top Crazy subscribe.
Thanks. You, Top Crazy, for subscribing.
And you were just thinking, oh, Top Crazy subscribed.
Anyways, but I thought it was a blue packaging, but I googled it, and basically it was this ramen noodle packaging that was made to be eaten. And they were fried noodles, so air fried already. And they were made to be eaten just as is. So basically what it is, it's like a regular noodle packet, and then you take the flavoring, you put it in the packet, and you crunch it in the packet. So you hold the packet at the top, and you just crunch the bottom, and then you just eat it like that. And I remember when I was in middle school, there was a person who had them, and apparently they discontinued them. And I'm like, oh, that sucks.
I just
But you
can't
can
do
still
it.
apparently get them in Australia.
Well, at least it wasn't like a regular, package of ramen.
You know what I'm gonna
crunched
do?
up.
I'm gonna go get a regular package of ramen, and I'm at Monster.
No, please. It's like almost at the same level of like dunking it in milk. Like
Exactly. Wait, is it weird that is it bad that whenever I make ramen, sometimes if I have it, I will mix in the seasoning, but I will also mix in mayonnaise into my ramen.
Mayo.
Yeah, mayo.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
I won't.
Why?
Okay, let me put it this way: the soup is not in there. There's no soupy water for the noodles. It's just noodles, and then I put in mayonnaise to make it more tangy. That's what I do. It's all.
Disgusting.
It's nice and tangy, and it gives a little bit more of a bite. And okay, Tony, you're crossing the line here.
It's actually disgusting.
Like that's
Did you really?
making me uncomfortable.
Did you really sub and unsub?
Tony, that's not that's not that's not ramen. That's called cardiac arrest in a bowl.
That's not cardiac arrest in a bowl, okay? You relax. It's good, okay? You don't get it, okay? You just don't get it. You don't get the culture, alright?
Okay, here's one thing. What's a song that you cannot hear without associating it with a movie it was used in? Don't you forget about me.
Stand by me, stand by me.
Don't you forget about me. I will always associate with the Breakfast Club. Don't you forget about me. Or I like to move it with Madagascar.
I guess accidentally in love, Shrek.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh god,
So what
wait
you
a
say
minute.
was the problem, baby? What's the problem? I don't know. Well, maybe I'm a love. Because I always think about that.
I don't want to think about ogres doing the do.
Or the very end. Well, I always associate All Star with Shrek as well. But like, what's the very end one that they sing?
Which one?
At the end of Shrek, with the wedding scene.
When I saw her face.
I believe.
Now I'm a believer.
Yeah.
Not a trace.
For me,
I
think
okay. The Shrek soundtrack slaps. I will always listen to it.
slaps.
It slaps. Like literally.
If I were to say, okay, it's made for the movie. Okay, then I have two. One is made for the movie, and I understand, but it's Skyfall by Adele.
Oh.
I love that song.
I've
and
heard it. Like yeah.
anytime I hear it, I think of James Bond, but that's for a reason.
Because it was made for it, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm gonna flip the script. What's a song that you would consistently always associate with a vine? You can only pick
A
one
vine?
song and one vine. For me, it's Sail and the
Mm.
cat vine, where the cat just jumps off the side of the building.
I tried to run, but see, I'm not that fast.
Does can we also put TikTok in there?
No.
Okay,
Yes,
so for
yes.
Vine, I guess.
Because we'll do,
What's that one?
we're gonna pick one Vine one, and then you can also do one TikTok one. But
Okay.
Vine first. Do not associate
Vine.
Vine with TikTok. Do not sully the name of Vine with TikTok.
Vine was the ultimate.
Vine was the mwah.
Oh man. What was that one song? Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? That one.
Probably Pop Lock and Drop It, but instead of that, it's the one with David Lopez where he's like, flip that tortilla, don't let it burn. Also,
the one Vine girl where she has like the sunglasses on and she goes like she like flips where it's like ba-da-da-da-da, but it's like the beginning of that one.
Yeah.
But it's like bring.
Okay. Also, for the thing with the for the thing
Yeah,
with
take on
the no, like for the thing with the movie, I'd have to say for a TV show, and it's I'll Be There for You by the Remembrance. Or by the Remembrance for Friends, because
Yeah.
little factoid about me, Friends is my all-time favorite TV show,
Which you've mentioned for the past 6 podcasts.
and I love it, and I don't know, no.
Hot Rod is my all-time
I've
favorite
been there.
movie, which
I've
I've
been there
mentioned
for
for the
all
past 6
6.
podcasts.
You know what?
I know this, Tony. You drilled it into my head.
Oh, so you do watch every episode?
You still think I'm lying?
Oh gosh. Okay. What trend did you follow as a kid that makes you cringe now? I wore headbands.
Emo
I'm
phase.
not talking about like skinny headbands or like the small ones. I'm talking about like the ones that fan out and go across your head.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Emo.
Oh, the shirts that like the long sleeve shirts that had the V in the front.
Oh my
Like,
god.
that had the V
Oh,
in the
the
front, but then
V-neck.
but no, but then the fake like tank top underneath. So it was like a pink shirt and it had
Oh
the white
my
tank top.
god. I
Yeah,
remember
insert.
those.
Those, oh my goodness.
I got bangs because in
Bangs.
my area. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bang.
Bang.
Like straight across. I looked like Dora the Explorer, you know?
Oh, silly bands. I that's a starting soon screen, Tony.
Wait, what?
That's a starting soon screen.
Oh, I don't know why that happened. I'm sorry.
Silly bands. I remember silly bands. Oh god. I remember silly bands. Yep. That and
Oh my god, silly bands used to be the death of me. My wrists would look like I've been like squishing my entire like
Yep.
skin around my wrists.
They actually banned silly bands from one of the schools that I was at because one girl had so many on her arm, her fingers started going numb and they had to cut them off.
What the
All of the cringiness of seeing silly bands be cut by scissors.
It's just
It
like
made me
I
die
have more silly
inside.
bands than you.
Oh,
I can't
oh
feel
my
my
God.
fingers though.
do you guys remember the little Tweety and Winnie the Pooh little things you can get out of you put the $1 or the $2 in and you like crank the thing and then it's like not a gumball machine but for toys.
Crank.
And it was like
Um,
Winnie the Pooh but in a tiny little train or Tweety Bird but in a penguin costume.
Those are called gotcha things, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
gotchas. And it was a little keychain. Do you guys remember those? Because I had a lot of those. And then Mercedes stole them off of my locker and she never gave them back and I hated her for it.
That wasn't a trend that I followed in. You know, people taking things that weren't theirs.
I think a trend. I did say emo, but I think everyone went through an emo phase at one
Nope,
point in their life.
I never did.
I think for me,
I went through Sonic phase.
Tony, you and your emo phase was very cringy.
Do you remember when Sonic was a great big thing?
yes.
I did. And I was in it.
I guess for me, I went through. Well, no, not a Sonic phase.
Not a phase, Mom. It's who I am.
I'm
That
I'm
was
gonna.
a phase. Sonic,
Oh,
really was a phase.
my brony phase. That's what I look back and
Yep.
cringe on because no joke, the one thing I most cringe on is me and my two best friends at the time. My mom drove a pickup truck way back when she had one and it rolled over at one point years later.
Oh, jeez.
But in that truck, she picked us up from our play rehearsal because we were all in the Music Man, and she picked us up, took us to our house for a sleepover afterwards because their parents just asked if they could do that. And on the way to the house, me and my friends literally just singing the My Little Pony intro.
Sing it for us, Tony.
Why?
While crying.
Sing it for us.
Come
Tony.
on, I will sing it with you because this
My-
is
No,
also
no, no, no,
painful
Baka,
past.
Baka. I know the lyrics as well, but Tony, sing it for us.
My little pony, my little pony, ah, 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 my little pony. I used to wonder what friendship could be, my little pony, until you all shared its magic with me.
Big adventures.
Big adventures, tons of fun, a beautiful heart, faithful and strong, sharing kindness, it's an easy feat, and magic makes it all complete. Yeah, my little pony, cause I know you are my very best friends.
And this has now been clipped. Please make memes out of it.
No.
You know, one day, Tony, when you have kids, I'll show them this clip and I'll say, "See, that's your dad."
Well,
I swear, this
Okay.
was horrible.
Okay, I have a question. What makes you optimistic about the future?
The fact that Fortnite will reign supreme.
I guess for me,
Sorry, I yawned because I found that factoid very boring and completely untrue.
Oh, screw you, Emmy.
I'll pass.
I think that I have the people around me to thank for my future. Like, to be honest, I don't even know if I'm gonna ever reach my goal. But if I ever do get there, it'd be because of the people around me.
I think I'd have to say the same. What makes me optimistic about my future? Okay, before I found Discord, I was an incredibly lonely guy. I
He's the hermit.
only had, well, yeah.
I know that.
But
I mean, I've met you before, Tony.
But like, as far as it goes, when I first got on Discord, I didn't know what it was, but I realized that hey, I can talk to people around the world easily. Because before I would use like,
Skype.
I'd use Skype or AOL or
Omegle. Oh God.
Oh, I never used
No,
Omegle.
Omegle.
No.
Oh no, never mind. That's a dick.
I
Yeah.
remember Omegle.
But like, whenever I found Discord, it really helped me, and at that point, I was at a low point in my life, and I started finding people who really like actually cared about me, who wanted to talk to me every day, who wanted to be like, "Hey, how's your day going?" Like, "Oh man, you can get there, don't worry." And it was on, and even now, I'm surrounded by people who are amazing, who I just, oh man, I just love, and they're always around to kind of push me in the right direction or pull me out of a rut, including you two. And it's like you guys, everyone in the chat, everyone that I've met on Discord and so far, like you guys are the ones that makes me optimistic about my future. You guys make me want to
Aw.
keep going on.
Thanks.
Look at this softy. Softy?
Softy?
I made a new word. Hey, look at this softy.
Look at the
Softy.
softy.
And, you know,
Yeah.
softy.
Softy.
The one thing that makes me optimistic about the future is like, yeah, the planet's, but are we trying to change it slightly? Heck yeah. The fact that there are so many new careers and opportunities opening for people who actually want to make a difference. Like one thing that's really been like pertinent, especially in my town, because I live in a university town, is like the fact that there's a lot of new science engineer like programs that have opened that are specifically for like renewable energy or finding ways for stuff like that, and that makes me like really optimistic. Like yeah, the way that people are wasteful with things and how we've created more plastic and more waste in the world, it's kind of fucking us over. But at the same time, the fact that there are companies out there who are like employing people in third world countries to help clean up their beaches of garbage and plastic and are paying them for that. One of them, it's For Ocean. They like will employ people of villages that live on the coastline to actually clean up their coastline of garbage and trash and plastic and things like that, and it helps them have a sustainable income. And it's just like seeing how like even though we are in a society that's very wasteful, the fact that there are people out there who are desperately still trying to change that, it makes me feel optimistic about stuff. Like sure,
And
the
hope
planet
the Earth
is
doesn't
screwed,
end
but
me.
maybe it won't be screwed that bad. Speaking of the planet being screwed, if we ended up settling on another planet or a moon or something like that, what should we call that first settlement?
Earthland.
Earthland.
Earthland. Or maybe
You know Earth means land, right? So it's basically welcome to
Landland.
Landland.
Welcome to
Yeah, I
Landland.
love Landland.
Welcome to Landland.
You know, Landland is my favorite place to be.
It is, isn't
love
it?
Land.
Better than Earth, you know?
It's better than land. Landland is so much better.
I love
I'd
Landland.
call it Tonyville.
That is narcissistic, Tony.
I would love to call it Atlantis.
Oh, I would actually. If it's like the same percentage of water and land here.
I'd call it Ginormica.
Ginormica. Welcome to Ginormica.
But I guess if we were to live
the
in
Landland creator.
I guess if we were to live in a separate from Earth, maybe we'd start off with like the original name that we had ours, you know, like maybe Pandora or Pangea.
Pangea.
About to say Pangea, not Pandora. You thinking
Pandora
of
is something else.
Interstellar?
I know.
Thinking of Interstellar now.
Okay, so you'd want to name it Pangea. I'd name it Atlantis, and you'd name it Landland.
Landland. Look at you, Tony.
I name it Landland. Look at me go.
Look at you go, Tony.
Okay. Well, now is the part of the podcast. We got 15 minutes left for you guys in the comments to come up with some questions for us.
Ask us anything and we'll answer. Okay, I'll even tell you what color is the next pair of underwear I'm going to be wearing.
No,
No one
don't
wants
ask
to know that.
No one wants to know that.
Here, I'll
Please,
just tell you
please
right
don't.
now. Hold on, let me
No,
get my
no,
drawer.
no, stop it. Stop it right now.
Stop it. Get some help.
Stop. It's a male.
I still have my scissors in my hands.
Your scissors won't
Do not
do
touch-
anything to me, for they are safety scissors. Whoa!
No, they are not. They are legit kitchen scissors.
I don't trust you with scissors.
No one trusts me with scissors, but here we are.
Okay.
You just got a
Any
shiny
questions so
Pidgey. Yeah, that's not a question, but okay.
Come on, guys. You gotta have some questions.
We need questions!
Give me more, give me more.
Give me more, give me more.
Ba-da-da, ba-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, here's a question for you guys before we wait for them. What's your favorite musical?
Favorite musical.
Like the one that you will always go back to is, oh, I love that. I really love Grease.
I really like Heather's, actually.
Heather's
It's
is
very
so
good.
good.
I'd
So
have-
good.
I'd have to say Heather's as well, but the musical, not the movie. Cause I've told people I love Heathers, and they're like, you mean the movie? I'm like, no,
No,
the
the
movie,
musical.
the movie is a degenerate piece of trash that needs to go die somewhere.
You know that one quote where it was just like, "Fuck me in the ass with a chainsaw."
The
Do you
Yep.
remember that quote?
I don't, and you
I
scared
do.
me.
Well then.
You
Okay, here's a
scared me.
question. What's the most random thing you got from a dollar store?
Ooh, I got a stick of light. Just like how it sounds.
A stick
A
of light.
stick of light.
I got canned mussels.
Oh. They
Canned
sell that
mussels.
at a dollar store?
Yep.
Huh.
Yep.
I need to go weird stuff hunting someday in the dollar store.
Interesting. For me, I remember buying. I remember buying a blowtorch in a
What?
At
In
a
a
dollar
do-
store?
in a
At a
dollar
dollar
store.
store?
Yeah.
Was it $1?
It
Was it a good blowtorch?
Whenever that's what we found it and we wanted to test it. So what we did was my friend this was all in college, and what we did was like we got the blowtorch, we took it back, and we went to the field next to our dormitory, and one of my friends was wearing like this thing over his body. It was like a flame retardant suit that he had from his job. For some reason he had it, and he pressed the button to turn on the blowtorch, and it was like, oh, this is actually nice, it works. Next thing you know, it's literally a flamethrower out of nowhere. Just he's like, "Ah!" And it worked, but it worked a little too well because we almost burned down the field.
Oh god.
You better stop! No, stop!
Ah!
You better stop!
Stop! You bitch, stop! Ah! Okay, we got questions. Okay, have you guys have any stories where you stole stuff?
I have a lot,
Oh, me too.
but I would say the one that I would tell is like the earliest of my childhood, you know, where we went into like the Lego section and you take like an entire set and no one would notice because they thought you'd buy it because you're a little kid holding a Lego set. And like the store that I went into didn't have any scanners, so I just took an entire Lego set home.
Ooh, I think for me, here, around here we have a retro store named Game Exchange, and it's just basically nothing but retro games, NES, Sega Genesis, all that kind of stuff. But they also have DVDs and such, normal and current games. But I was young, and at that point they only sold NES, SNES games, all those kind of things. And at that point, what me and my mom had was we had a Nintendo 64, and I really, really, really wanted to play Donkey Kong 64. I found it on the shelf. It was in the box, and I was just looking at it. My mom was right there and said, "Do you want it?" I'm like, "Uh-huh." "Do you have the money?" I'm like, "No." And she said, "Okay, well then put it back. You don't have the money. I'm choosing what we get." And I went, "What's that?" And she turned around, she looked, and then turned back to me. I was running out the door with the game.
Oh my god.
I ran out the door, jumped in the car, and locked the doors, and said, "I want it!" And she ended up paying for the game and said, "I guess this is what we're getting."
Okay, but like that's not you actually stealing something.
That's you running out the doors, locking the car, and then cowering, saying that I want it.
Okay, well, the only time I really stole something was when I worked at a gas station, and I was the only one on duty for like every single day. And while I worked at that gas station, we had this fridge full of like sandwiches and hot dogs and stuff, and I would always take food from there, take it home, or eat it on my lunch break.
Tony, you're such a good kid.
What?
No, you were such a good kid.
What are you talking about? What?
That's just how it is.
I'm a bad kid. I stole from my work.
That's not stealing.
Yeah, it is. I didn't pay for the food.
Still, it's from work.
That actually is still stealing.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
I'm not a good
Yeah.
boy. I'm a bad boy. Rawr.
Right.
Yay.
Ooh.
A time that I've stolen. I stole a phone once. I was in like 5th grade and I had to grab something from the PE office and there was just a phone lying there, and so I took it. And I felt like super bad and everything like that, and I was like, I can't do this anymore, and I ended up putting it back.
Oh my God, you're one of those people who are just straight
After
up like,
having it for 2 days and being found out and being talked to by a police officer.
oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that happened.
Yeah. It's like one thing, he's like, you know, if you did this when you were older, it could be on your criminal record. He scared the shit out of me, and I haven't stolen anything since.
I was never
I
caught.
still cannot actually look at the PE teacher in his face anymore, because it was his wife's phone.
I was never caught for that
If
food.
you're listening to this, I'm really sorry, Mr. Wild.
But yeah, I was like, I was never caught for the food, and I'm happy about that, because I never brought anything for my lunch ever for work, so I just thought, you know what, why don't I just get my take food from work, and I'd always take like a sandwich or a pack of hot dogs and just eat it, and drinks were free. I was able to drink as much soda as I wanted, but food was not free. But I took it anyways, 'cause I'm a bad mamma jamma. Yeah.
Okay then.
I'm a bad mamma jamma.
I'll wait till you beat me in 3 stocks in Brawlhalla though.
Oh my God, I will beat you in Brawlhalla tonight, I swear. Bring it.
Well, maybe not tonight. I'm kind of tired.
Bring it, you green-haired Barbie doll.
Hey.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Anyways,
Oh wait, not
any more
Bar-
questions?
There's favorite Pokemon.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
Pokemon.
favorite Pokemon or favorite starter?
Mine is I don't know, but I'm gonna go with Sobble or
Sable?
Huh?
Wait, Sableye?
no, Sobble.
What? Oh!
The new Sword and Shield one. Yeah.
Right.
So Sobble or Chikorita.
Well, Chikorita.
Chikorita, my baby, turning into my leaf.
Blaziken.
It's just a leaf dinosaur.
Either Blaziken.
You like Blaziken?
Yeah, either Blaziken or Furret.
I love her.
Oh, I love shiny Furrets. They're so cute.
They are. Aww.
Oh,
Okay,
and,
for me, my favorite Pokemon. Oh,
Ninetales was cool too.
I love Togepis. They're so cute.
Oh,
they're annoying.
Togepis are so cute.
They're
I would
Um,
say also Mudkips for me. Mudkips are. Aww.
Mudkips, yes. I really, really like Magikarp. Magikarp is like my favorite Pokemon, just because they're so stupid.
But they turn into big,
I
awesome.
don't like Gyarados. I like Magikarp, not Gyarados.
Aw.
okay.
If I could, I would have a level 100 Magikarp who has all the functions of Gyarados, but is not a Gyarados, just to fuck with people. Also, have you ever seen buff Magikarp?
Yes,
Yes,
those are great.
exactly. But favorite legendary would have to be Kyogre.
Pre-marine. Wait, no.
Rayquaza.
Hold on. What's that one called? The legendary. It's a mythical beast. I don't.
Oh, Pheromosa?
I think that's her.
That's like the long leg kicky person.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Pheromosa.
she's an ultra beast.
Rayquaza. I love
Okay.
Rayquaza.
Well,
all right.
yeah, I think that's it on my end.
Yeah,
I think
think that's
we
good
should
on
wrap it
my
up.
end too. So yeah, so now comes the part of the stream where I plug everything, everyone, and everything. So first off, if you want to check out Baka's social media, she has a YouTube channel as well as a Twitter. Those are both in the description below. And if you want to check out Yin's YouTube, he's also in the description below. And as for me, my Twitter, the Discord server, and my Twitch channel is all in the description. So go and click those if you want to see more of me, more of Emmy, more of Baka, just more of all of us. Go down there and just just smash those buttons. It's amazing. Is there anything that you want to plug, Baka, at all? Anything that you want to say?
Eat water, drink some food, stay healthy. Love you guys.
I think that was okay. Yeah, let's go with that.
Fair enough.
So, yeah, I think that is it.
Okay.
Be on the lookout for those, and also be on the lookout for those, those live streams. Be on the lookout for those on Twitch. I do those fairly often nowadays. So, okay, Emmy, go ahead.
Wow, if we don't see you again, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.